Islam, Islam, peace, peace. Greetings to you all, Sheikh Way L, a.k.a. Lord Abba, a.k.a. Mr. Just the Facts. This message is to Pharaoh and Seti, a young Pharaoh. I'm kind of getting tired of sending these messages because they're ignoring them. So this will be the last message I send. Everything else is just going to be scholarship. These guys have an event coming up April 25th, I believe it is, or April 24th. April 24th, April 25th, one of those days, they have a live stream event coming up. Now, this live stream event is called Exposing the Moorish Science Temple of America. I call on these brothers to cancel that event and let's have a real face-to-face debate. I think it's cowardly for you brothers to have one-way lectures, one-way discussions, one-way conversations, talking to your cameras, knowing that you have a cult following who's just as deaf, dumb, and blind as the people that follow Donald Trump. They know that the man is telling lies. They know that the lies that he tells, they're indefensible. In the same way you know that the lies that you tell are indefensible. You couldn't defend those claims against any true member of the Moorish Science Temple of America, particularly one that is styled as a scholar. Pharaoh Seti claims that he is one of the best scholars of Islam. It's a laughable claim. There's no scholar of Islam at all. You don't even know Arabic words. You have no understanding of the religion. For instance, this book right here, Egyptology, The Missing Millennium by Okasha El Dali, which deals with the gap in the scholarship for 1,000 years because the Europeans teach that Champollion was the first one to decipher the hieroglyphs. Well, we come to find out that Islamic scholars had deciphered the hieroglyphs 1,000 years before Champollion. But Occidentalists, Western thought, they suppressed this information. And they taught us that their people were the ones who deciphered it. And that's what a lot of us run off of. Or this book right here, The Walking Quran by Rudolph Bilal Ware, an actual college professor out of the University of Michigan, who went and lived in West Africa, who compiled the records from the griots, who looked at the contemporaneous documentation from that day that is still real scholarly works, debunking these ideas that Islam is coterminous with slavery, meaning with Islam comes slavery, that there's something within the Islamic religion in our Quran that licenses slavery. This is false. This is falsehood. And any real scholar would debunk such simple claims. The other claim, because young pseudo, as he's called by some, young Pharaoh, I call him young YouTube checks. This book right here, The Archaeology of Islam in Sub-Saharan Africa, well, it proves that the Moors, the people of Islam, the people that brought Islam into West Africa through the archaeological record, number one, it gets into all of the background information that proves that no such invasions take place and that Islam being brought into Africa was a peaceful penetration. And this is just an actual fact. The only place you have wars on the African continent with proselytizers of Islam is in North Africa, where you have a mixed tribe of Berber, Moorish, and Romans who have been there for the past couple hundred years. So they resisted Islam naturally. Rome was always against our people, and they was always against Islam. The Christian churches against Islam today. You can't call yourself a scholar if you haven't read any of the critical research. And the reason why I wanted to show the people those books, because I wanted to prove that you guys are not scholars. You are microwave scholars, if you will. Scholar is not an apt word for you, but just for the sake of terminology, you're microwave scholars. You go on, you type up on the internet and you find little articles and passages that were created by polemics against Islam, and then you try to create hour-long series out of them for your deaf, dumb, and blind following. One video I clicked on for a few minutes. I can't stomach these guys. They're just sickening to me because they're cowards. The brother that calls himself Young Pharaoh said that all of these guys use his name in their videos, and he never had to use any of their names. Well, this is when you have a cult following, then you can say that and your cult following will eat that up. But people like me, I'm going to smash that out every single time. When you're coming at a person's ideology, that person is going to call you out by name. It's just as simple as that. Writers against Egypt being an African or being founded by Africans, those who wrote against it being founded by Africans and said it was founded by Europeans, they didn't have to cite the names of any scholars. They just wrote what they wrote. But the Afrocentric scholars, because this is how Afrocentricity started, responding back to literary racists. Well, they had to call those Europeans out by name because they were lying. As I call Sarasut and Seti and Young Pharaoh out by name because they're liars. Seti is washed up, so he's on the surfboard with Young Pharaoh riding his wave. So I'm calling for you to cancel your lecture. What are you charging? $25, $40 for people to watch a live stream of you talk a bunch of trash that's already been debunked? Y'all are trying to use sensationalism and shock value to make money off of an organization that you know absolutely nothing about. And I think it's lame, corny, to use some of the terms we used growing up, to do one-sided research or one-sided presentation all for the purpose of trying to destroy an organization when you have nobody to hit back. I've been calling Sarasut and Seti out for years, and he's never, ever once stepped up to take the debate. Young Pharaoh is following in the cowardly footsteps, just like his mentor, the person that he looks after, Polite. Polite never wanted to have a debate with me because Polite knew the consequences of such a debate. And Young Pharaoh knows the same, that they'll get cooked. Y'all know I'm still a little street. I like to use my street terminology, but I am a scholar among my peers, and I'm cited by scholars. My works are being cited. I guess you could call me a braggart in that sense. I came from out the housing projects in New York. I think I should brag about that a little bit. I wasn't expected to do those things. I didn't go to any colleges, etc. So I just wanted to say, Pharaoh and Seti, cancel that event, and we can do it live on that same date, right in Atlanta. I'm about an hour and 40 minutes away. I mean, let's do it live. I think it would better serve the people if they could see the other side of the information coming back. If you don't cancel and do a live debate with me, Lord Abba, Sheikh Way L, you're just proving yourself to be the cowards that you are. And with that, I say peace.